I'm Corinne. I kind of am at a loss because I don't really know how we're supposed to find common ground with people that refuse to look at facts and science. You say science says that life starts at fertilization. Science literally doesn't say that.
When do you think it begins?
I think,
You're saying it
okay.
doesn't begin at fertilization. At
I
birth?
think that's a very nuanced conversation. I don't think it starts at fertilization, and I think it starts before birth. I think it all comes into play when the nerve system gets developed, when the brain gets developed, when the heart gets developed, you know? And you say, let's agree to disagree, but I don't think you really believe that because you're trying to govern all of our bodies because of what you believe. Why is it that we have to do what you believe? If you agree to disagree, I agree that it doesn't start at fertilization. You agree that it does. I do what I want with my body, and you do what you want with yours, you know?
I think the question is, do all humans have human rights? Would you say all humans have human rights, regardless of how old they are?
Not all humans have human rights.
But do you think they should?
Because we just have it taken away from us.
But do you think they have a right to live?
That question in itself is just silly.
Do you think they have a right to live?
One thing that we have to acknowledge here, you say you're pro-life, but banning abortion hurts so many more people in the long run. So many more people. If you were really pro-life, you would be caring about these long-term ripple effects. Why is it that you're telling me that I can only get an abortion if I get raped? You're telling me that I only get to have a choice over my body if I get violated. How is that fair?
I want to encourage every single person in this room to find out what an abortion actually does, because we're talking about the victim of an abortion as if they're a non-entity.
You're more concerned with the abortion part, but not
we
the
should solve those problems.
Okay, hold on. Okay, everybody's talking over everybody else. Yes, sir, in the back, right here.
I've actually learned something today, which is good. The pro-life people who were talking about what they do after birth, I didn't know, and I think that's admirable. The problem I'm having as a father, as a husband, as a citizen, is that we're talking about politicians telling you what to do. What is troubling me is the idea of government-mandated pregnancy.
Can I respond to that?
That's what, in the end, that's what's happening.
No one is forcing anyone to get pregnant. Motherhood is slavery.
No.
I would like to interject because I know we have a balance. Actually, the response has come in too, and I'm actually in agreement completely with what he's saying, because one of the human rights states that the state or federal government cannot interfere in a person's autonomy about themselves. So that's part of one of our human rights, right for the end. So when we're talking about this is the issue, because this is coming into an issue about political weaponizing and power and how to control women and pregnant persons' bodies. Should the government be able to determine control over women's body? And why is it gender specific? Because it's not the same for men.
I don't think the government should control a woman's body. Of course not. Yeah. But when you're pregnant, there's another human life involved. You're pregnant with what?
You can't have
human
it
being.
both ways.
And listen, what's the point of rule of law? What's the point of law in a society? It's to protect the weak, right? The strong can care for themselves, but the weak are vulnerable. They need the support of the law. And the law should protect the first human right, of course, which is life, the right to live, to not be killed in a violent abortion. Abortion is violence against a child. It's not health care. It traumatizes women. It's killed over 60 million children since Roe was decided. In the year after a woman has an abortion, she's 150% more likely to attempt suicide, according to numbers from the state of California itself.
That's not true. You're fact up. I don't know where you're getting that.
The data proves that.
Fact check.
The data proves that abortion is devastating. It kills a child and it's devastating for women.
There is absolutely no evidence for any post-abortion syndrome.
I think there is, Dr.
We're
about to publish a white paper that takes metadata from dozens and dozens of studies across the world, including in the United States.
Well, the actual data
trauma
suggests
after abortion.
The actual data suggests that the stress is before the abortion, not after. And I'm not saying that to advocate for or against, I'm just telling you that's what the data says. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.